Welcome to the GCNTech show. I'm Alex Payton. I just want to confirm, I don't love triathlon. And also, finally, Ollie has made it back. God, you had me worried for a while that you'd left us.
I've missed a lot of shows. I was out doing adventures and then I got ill. But I'm healthy and back now.
What have we got coming up this week?
Well, we've got the Bike Vault, we've got some of your best comments of the week, and our main talking point.
Which is, well, the Global Bike Festival starts today, the day the show goes out. So we're going to discuss traveling with your bike and the different options about. First up, let's take a look at last week's poll. So last week we asked people what the steepest gradient was they'd cycled up. Options were 10%, 20%, 30%, and I don't know, I don't like cycling uphill.
I quite like that 30% of people have ridden up 30%.
Oh, that's very good, actually. Yeah. 55% of people have cycled up a 20% gradient. I should have thought this through before I created the polls. And 12% of people said they've cycled up a 10% average gradient.
Yeah.
3% said they don't know. Interesting.
I wonder how many people have done 40 though.
I reckon the people that have done over 30 just went with 30 anyway. Yeah.
Well, anyway, this week's main talking point is travelling with your bike and the best way to do it, and if you're going to cycle abroad. And that's because the Global Bike Festival in Saalbach starts today. I'm actually heading off there straight after we finish filming this show. And it's going to be absolutely incredible. You can check out the website, and also you'll see stuff on our social media channels over the next few days about what's happening. But it's basically a festival for cyclists, all kinds of cyclists, so a bit like a music festival, but cycling. And then there's loads of different riding happening during the day of all different disciplines in an amazing location. And then afterwards, there's what I call après cycling happening, or après velo.
Après velo, I think is better.
Lots of mineral waters.
Lots of mineral waters.
Great mineral waters in Saalbach.
Are you going to test them out?
Yeah.
Anyhow, it got us thinking about the options when you're traveling with your bike to events such as this and you want to ride abroad. What can you do out there? Because it's a question we get asked lots of times at GCN, isn't it?
It is, because people are often wanting to cycle abroad and they're a bit worried about how to go about it and looking after their bike. We're going to discuss the various different options for travelling with your bike or riding a bike abroad, because between us, I mean, we've got a lot of experience.
We've pretty much been there, got the t-shirt.
We've done it all.
So first option is going to be flying with your bike. Now you can use either a hard case or a soft case here, depending on your budget. And if you want to save some money, you could even use, a cardboard box, the kind that's, a new bike supplied in, or you can get that from your local bike shop. Sometimes they'll even give those away for free.
Yeah, well, they're just getting chucked in the recycling out the back of the shop otherwise. But for maximum protection, we really would recommend you go with a dedicated, high quality, hard case.
Yeah.
I absolutely have no worries at all about putting a very expensive carbon bike inside a good quality hard case and being confident that it won't break.
It's not necessarily the same with a soft case. I'm with you on the hard case issue, but if you're using those soft cases, I'd be a little bit more mindful and just be cautious when you're putting a delicate or carbon fibre bike into one. Now, I've got two instances here where I personally have had two broken bikes using a soft case. First one, I've only got myself to blame. I put two bikes in a soft case designed for one bike. Can't blame myself for that. Second one is I actually saw the baggage handler with the bike, loaded them onto the plane, literally picked it up and just launched it, and it was broken. I pretty much watched it through the terminal.
I have seen damage to bikes as well in soft cases.
You just got to be mindful of it, haven't you?
Yeah. If you've got a choice between soft case and hard case every time. But a really overlooked feature, I think, on bike boxes, and one that you should make sure, if you get one, it has, is really good wheels.
Yeah, I completely agree, actually. There's nothing worse than wheeling stuff through an airport or even to a car.
Yeah.
And you've got a wheel that's like fallen off.
Or just they wonky and they don't spin nicely.
Tracking's
one
all
that you
over
can
the
just
place.
like glide along through the airport.
Good bearings.
Oh.
Who thought you need to assess the bearings in your bike box?
But a good quality bike box, they're not cheap. They're going to set you back at least £400, pounds, $500, that sort of amount, which is a lot of money.
It is a lot.
But if you think of it in terms of, if you're using it a lot, so if you're flying with your bike twice a year for 4 years, then it sort of pays for itself.
Yeah.
Also, you can, rent it out to your club mates or your friends who don't have a box and maybe charge them a bit of money, or just earn some friend points.
Definitely charge it out for money. Actually, on the subject of charging out for money, if you fly less frequently, or maybe just plan on going away just once, easier option and cheaper option could be to rent a bike box. There's quite a few different places around that do this in the region of maybe £50 upwards. Company in the UK that is very popular, Bikebox Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bikebox Alan. So Alan, right? This good stat for you here. Yeah. Bikebox Alan's daughter.
Yeah.
Married to Ben Swift.
The pro cyclist.
Yeah, and Connor Swift used to ride for the Bikebox Alan team when he was a junior. Anyway, it's a small world.
It is a small world. My brain can't compute that, but anyway, it all sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Another option that you can do is to courier your bike there. So this is something that Hank's actually doing for the festival in Saalbach, because we've teamed up with a company called Bike Flights for the festival. So Hank is going to basically ship his bike. They come and collect it from Hank's house, and then when Hank gets to his hotel, there it is waiting for him.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Advantages of using a service such as this are you haven't got to add extra luggage onto your flight. You haven't got to deal with airport transfer of lugging a big bike to the airport, and you haven't got to deal with moving it around the airport as well. Now,
it's more convenient.
It's more convenient. Adding extra luggage onto your flight will have a cost associated to it, but the kind of downside of using this courier service is that it's likely to be a bit more expensive than flying with your bike.
Yeah, you're paying for a convenience.
Yeah.
And the other option is driving.
I hadn't thought about that.
You can drive to your destination with your bike. One thing to bear in mind though is your fuel economy will be impacted by having bikes on the roof or exterior of your car. It destroys the aerodynamic efficiency of your vehicle.
You'd know all about that,
the fuel, the cost of living crisis, fuel prices at the moment, that's something to be aware of.
Yeah.
The other thing is that your bike is likely to get pretty dirty, covered in crap on the roof, especially over a long journey, just picking up dirt. So it's not major, but it's just something to be aware of.
Imagine that, imagine arriving at your cycling holiday destination, first job, better wash my bike.
Yeah, you had to, yeah. I mean, the other thing is you might have a car that's big enough to fit bikes inside as well.
Yeah.
But that is another option. It just takes time, a lot longer than flying.
And extra money. Another option you've got is renting a bike when you get to your destination. Now, cycling hotspots, say Mallorca, Alpe d'Huez, maybe Saalbach, they're going to be the best when it comes to having the facilities to do this. But big hotspots, say Mallorca, that's where you've got the most options in terms of where to choose from.
Yeah, there's so much cycling infrastructure in a place like Mallorca, which means you can rent and hire absolutely everything from sort of 105 level bikes all the way through to Pinarello F if you go to the Pinarello Experience store, which is crazy. And the advantages of renting a bike are that, well, you can in theory rent a bike that's better than the one that you've perhaps got at home, or you could use it as a way to test a bike that you may be interested in buying in the future. So it's like a test thing, which is quite cool. And it means that your bike doesn't risk damage and it just stays nice and safe at home. The disadvantages are, though, that you're probably not going to get a power meter if you normally ride with one. And you might struggle with things like out front mounts on the handlebars, or you might struggle with things like the wrong stem or shaped bars, and it just won't quite be right. So if you're very, picky with your setup,
I guess in terms of...
I always prefer to ride my own.
Yeah, I guess you can't really go and change the handlebars and stems, but you could fit some power meter pedals.
Yeah, it's
pretty easy.
Yeah, you could do.
Yeah. Now, the big thing for me is that a lot of people seem really worried about flying with a bike, and they're worried the bike's going to get damaged. But I don't really think that's a big concern to have.
No. I 100% agree. Get yourself a really good quality hard case and go for it.
Yeah, I think in our experience, it should be okay.
Yeah, I think we should have a poll.
We should have a poll, yeah. You beat me to it.
Would you fly with your bike? We want to know, because I just have a suspicion that there's a lot of people who are like, no way it'd get damaged. But
simple yes or no. And if you've got anything to say, you can just comment it on the poll over on the GCN app.
Yeah.
Happy days. Oh, actually, one more thing before we dive into hot tech. We've got a new GCN Plus documentary to mention. It's called LA Heartlands, presented by Rasan Bahadi, 10-time US national champion.
Also, he looks like an absolute dude.
He does look like an absolute dude. Right, check this out.
I'm Rasan Bahadi, 10-time US national champion, and founder of the Bahati Foundation. I want to show you sunny beaches, mountainous views, and urban cities. Welcome to LA. It's not what you really see on movies. It's a very desirable place to live, honest people, beautiful homes, and of course, great weather, because we're in LA.
LA, you know, it's sunny every day, and even if it's a rainy day, you can still put on your jacket and go if you're on a training program.
Wow, man, 333 meters, that was pretty good. Whoa.
Cycling to me is family in LA.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you know someone. Whether you're climbing, doing a crit, or even going to the bike shop.
Owning a small bike brand, when I started making products, the people are extremely supportive.
It's a land of opportunity.
It's not every day you can get your bike fixed and get a plant.
You have ultra distance cycling out of LA, and there's still a lot of great places to ride.
LA is just like a ton of climbing. It gets steeper and steeper.
It does?
Yeah.
Or maybe we should turn around.
No.
Time now for Hot Tech, and first up this week we've got a new helmet from POC called the Mylin. Alex, tell us about it.
So this is POC's first helmet, which has been designed and uses 50% recycled materials, and then its design allows the helmet to be deconstructed so it can be recycled at the end of its life cycle.
Nice. From the look of it, it looks like it's a helmet that's intended for more sort of urban riding, commuting.
Yeah, I'd agree. So it's got this innovative sort of like fabric shell across the top, gives it a smooth, sleek look. And as I was saying, all of the components of it, because it doesn't use any glue in its construction, it then means it can be disassembled and recycled as best as possible. It's kind of a helmet designed to be a bit better for the environment.
Nice.
Do you want some of the stats and facts about this?
Love stats.
Okay, so it comes in a mix of colours. Fantastic. 340 grams in a size medium. And the recommended price, we've got 100 euros, 100 pounds, $100, 120 Canadian dollars, 130 Swiss francs, 750 Danish something, DKK, 1,000 SEK and 1,000 NOK.
Nice to be thorough with the currencies.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what some of those are, but it's good, yeah.
Cool. Well, we've also seen the new Colnago prototype.
Yeah. This is something we discussed briefly a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Colnago's done a weird thing here. It's not something that bike companies normally do. They've officially unveiled a prototype.
Yeah.
Normally you don't get that. You just get the unveiling of the final product, and then we speculate about sneaky prototypes that we spot at bike races, like the Dauphiné when we see them on GCN+.
They've like tried to cut us out.
Yeah, they've just gone, no, here's our prototype, except they've not called it a prototype. They've called it
Prototipo.
Prototipi. Is that it? Why is it?
I think it is right, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought someone was Italian was in the room then.
Prototipo.
So it's not a C68 and it's not a V3 RS, is it?
No.
No.
Speculation is that it could be like a V4 RS. But apparently it might not be.
Quite different around the seat stay area, isn't it?
Yes, it's said to be, a bit more aerodynamic than the previous one, and it's still undergoing testing.
Yeah.
Being a prototipo.
Matte black as well. Presumably there'll be other colour options available when it comes to launching the bike.
It's interesting, it's got a bare carbon finish on it to show off the kind of carbon effect and also presumably to save weight. So I remember back in, when would it have been, 2019 at the Tour de France, and we were looking at various sort of bikes there that the UAE team had. The team leaders used bare carbon finish V3 RS bikes because they were so much lighter than the painted ones.
That's not all though, talking of UAE Team Emirates, because on their time trial bikes, they've got the new Super Record. I think they've used a brake lever compatible with their time trial bikes, but there's also some updated Campagnolo Super Record, Bora Ultra WTO wheels. Check these out.
So it's their amazing WTO Ultra wheels. We rode them in the Lake District a year ago. Like beautiful wheels. They now offer it in really deep 80mm.
Deep chunky boy.
So that's what Tadej Pogacar will be using on the front. And then on the back, they've got a disc, but it's the first for Campagnolo. It's their first ever Disc.
Tubeless compatible as
And
well,
tubeless.
actually. There's a load of
All
firsts
the
here.
gains.
All the gains. A lot of firsts for Campagnolo.
And Tadej Pogacar is presumably going to be even faster now than he was before. And he dominated the time trial last year's Tour de France. So there you go.
Yeah, another new bike we've spotted next time in Hot Tech is potentially a new Canyon Ultimate.
This was spotted at the recent Criterium de Dauphiné, which is on GCN Plus.
Yeah.
And, well, details haven't been officially released and there's very little information on it, and Canyon are remaining tight-lipped.
Yeah.
But what you can see is that, again, it's got this revised seat stay area that's different from the previous one, and all the cables look fully integrated around the cockpit, very similar to the current Air Road.
Yeah, it's using the same headset and revised handlebar design the Air Road uses, so it'd be interesting to see if we see any more details about this.
Yes, the other thing you'd presume as well is that it's disc brake only, because the Canyon Ultimate had already switched from being available in both to just discs. So.
It's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
Next time in Hot Tech, Porsche, the large car manufacturer, have taken ownership of Fazua, the e-bike motor manufacturer. So last year, Porsche bought 20% shares in the company. Now, they've gone all in and taken complete control of it.
I think the Taycan's not fast enough, and what they want to do is put Fazua motors in it.
I was assuming the technology would probably go the other way. Maybe they're going to make Porsche cars powered by e-bike technology. But nonetheless, I find this quite interesting because hopefully it's going to help develop and grow the e-bike sector rather than develop the car sector, like Ollie's suggested. Yeah, interesting, because some e-bike stuff we do here on GCNTech is a bit hit and miss. Sometimes people love it, sometimes people sort of hate on it a little bit. And I just want to convince people e-bikes are cool.
Porsche Tech in an e-bike. That'd be amazing.
That'd be quick. They're only up to the correct 15-mile-an-hour speed limit or whatever it is. Complied to local laws.
Yeah. Finally in Hot Tech this week, the Giro's over.
Yeah.
But Batalin
Yeah.
have launched a limited edition bike.
Verona.
Check this out. This is beautiful. It's an absolute piece of art.
Yeah, so there's just going to be 10 of these limited edition Verona bikes available, and it's got actual gold-plated lugs between the tube and the rear stays. Don't even talk to me about my gold-plated bike.
It's not good for weight.
It's not good for weight. Gold plating is does add a significant amount of cost and weight to the bike. So having said there's just 10 of these bikes available, they use Columbus SL tubing, and presumably you can have to have fairly deep pockets and be pretty lucky to get your hands on one.
I'll take 5.
Take 5. Well, there'll be 5 left. It's got Chromo Velato blue colour and those gold lugs. The reason for that is it's the Verona flag, same colours. Interesting.
More Hot Tech next week.
It's now time for best bike shop in the world.
No, it's not. I've changed it.
What?
I've changed it. We're going to do comments now.
Well, since when's
we
that
just get
thing?
so many great comments under videos, and we just don't. I want to do comments of the week.
All right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we gave everyone a chance to do bike shop of the week. We didn't get flooded with entries, so comment of the week it is.
Right.
That was simple.
Yes.
All right.
First comment this week is from last week's show. Rich Compton said, "Love having Mark as a guest presenter this week, but I never realised how much Mark and Alex look related, even down to Alex's laptop sticker." I'm still there.
Thank goodness that's gone.
He got you good there, didn't
Genuine heartbreak at the end. I didn't.
Fair play. I didn't know triathletes had a sense of humour.
No, me neither. Good. There's another comment, from Paul Oosterhout, who says, it would be interesting to send a team of time trial cyclists down the tunnel, presumably the top
Catesby
tunnel, we can then determine exactly what combination of power, speed and drag coefficient are required to drop Ollie off the back of the group. It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
It's first day back.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay, go on, next comment.
Anthony Scrivener says, as far as I can tell, and this was under the riding the cheap Pinarello up the Stelvio video.
Okay, yeah.
He said, as far as I can tell, he just did something he loves for 21 minutes longer on a bike than he could have done on a £14,000 bike. Doesn't that make the budget bike objectively better?
I literally never thought of that.
Yeah, he's right though, isn't he?
You had more fun for longer.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's onto something.
Maybe we should just make bikes not cutting edge anymore.
Yeah, you just enjoy it longer.
Also, on the budget Pinarelli video, we've got a comment from Treve Jenkins that says, "This is great, a real bike, not a piece of junk. The sort of thing someone started out would buy. It's perfect, please more like this and less of the super bike. Well done."
I think,
people love the everyday stuff, don't they?
Yeah, well, I think we do both, because people do love seeing amazing, cool stuff.
I love seeing cool stuff.
Like looking at Lamborghinis and Ferraris, because they're just cool. But like, we agree. We want to do more of the budgets as well.
Like everything in life, it needs a balance.
If you've got ideas for what you'd like to see us do with it, well, let us know in the comments. But rest assured, we've got some great content coming up with that used Pinarello as we put it in a race.
Oh, I can't wait to see
So
this.
subscribe if you want to see what happens to it.
And hit the bell icon.
Yeah, it was in an elite race as well.
An elite race.
Time now for the bike vault. Oh God, I've not done the bike vault for like weeks.
Do you actually understand the rules still? You haven't forgotten them?
You submit your bikes using the uploader in the GCN app. Go on there and do it. And then people can vote on them and you can vote on other people's bikes. And we will cast ultimate judgment here on the show. And we decide whether it's nice or super nice. If it's super nice, what happens, Alex?
I ring the bell.
There you go. First up this week.
Yeah, so we've got the most super nice bike from last week, which is this. It's a Specialized tarmac. Is that an SL7?
Oh,
I think it might be. What a bike. What do you make of it?
Bit of a chimney going on there, which kind of just really stands out. I don't really like it. Nice.
Straight to the point. Okay.
Wheels outlined.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
A couple of minor points, but
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
First up this week, we've got Mr. Bullet. Yeah. With... What is this?
Well, it's a Larry versus Harry clockwork, but it's a cargo bike, an e-cargo bike.
Can't say I've ever seen one of these.
I mean, it's not very well lit.
No.
He's not picked the best location. I think that's a nice.
Yeah,
Can't really see what's going on.
Go for a nice, yeah, okay.
Now, so we've got D. Freemeyer with an Enigma Evoke. Titanium bike.
Yeah, this looks nice. All nice downlights in the garden.
He's lit that well.
It's well lit.
Well lit.
Absolutely lit.
I really like the blue anodized bits and the way that he's got the seat collar and then the spacers to match the Chris King headset. I think that's really...
Some nice little details.
Yeah, really nice. That's a super
clean bike, yeah, super nice. No doubt about it. Next up, we've got Mark Wolf with... What is this? A Look Optimum 765 Plus.
Ooh.
Stealthy. Very stealthy. Oh, it's a gravel bike, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this.
I'm
super wide angle lens, I guess. Get that sort of tunnel vision kind of vibe.
I'm into it. It's got a bit of dirt on it, but that's forgivable with a gravel bike.
Yeah, forgivable. I'm going to super nice it.
Yeah.
Super nice. Next up.
Parkite, another titanium bike.
God, titanium bikes. Loving it this week. Habanero Cross.
He's from a place in America.
Yeah.
In Kansas, which said he'd love to see me try and pronounce it. Olathe.
Olathe. Yeah.
Or do you reckon that's what it is? We going with that? Or is it Olathe?
Olathe.
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 Kansas. US of A.
Yes. That place.
Sorry, it's stuck there. I just couldn't help myself. Anyway, back to the bike.
It's a Habanero cross bike.
Do you reckon it's called that because of the super red, sort of chili coloured stem?
It could be. I like that it matches the seat collar again. But what's a bit weird on this one is the bars are spun round at a weird angle.
Very cowboy pistol shooter sort of vibe, isn't it?
Mm.
I think I'm going to just go a nice. It's still nice. I do like it. But,
nice.
Next up is
Stevette
or Steve T. Maybe.
I'm going Stevette.
Okay, this is a Lightspeed Thai SL 2021. Nice montage of pictures in the background.
I like his prints.
Yeah, good prints.
Yeah.
Got his helmet in there as well.
Yeah. I think that's...
What's it say on the top tube?
It says USS Enterprise. I think he's a Trekkie.
Yeah, he must be.
Can you do the thing? I can't do it.
That thing?
You're a Trekkie.
Apparently I am. I'm going to get camera person's doing
I'm going to
it.
go super nice.
Sorry, I lost the picture then. Yeah, I'll go with that. Actually, what's the thing on the back coming out the back of the seat? Saddle, sorry.
I have no idea. I mean, I'm choosing to ignore it.
Super nice it is.
Well, that's it. That's all. That's it for the bike vault this week.
Wow. That went quick.
It did. Thanks for all your submissions. Keep them coming. And, that's unfortunately the end of the show. So if you've enjoyed it and would like to support the channel and keep up to date with what we're doing,
subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah.
Just check there's no more... No, safe this week. Right, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.